Hello friends, my name is Vikrant Boyane. I am pursuing MTech at VGTA College. We will discuss Rankine cycle. This is a general layout of a power plant. These are the components of the power plant. This is the boiler, this is the turbine, condenser and pump. Heat, steam is generated in boiler, then it is passes through turbine which produces work output. Then the steam is passed over to the condenser, in which condenser condenses the steam. Again, these condensed steam is compressed in pump and then supplied it to the boiler. So this is the a general layout of steam power plant. Before going to the Rankine cycle directly, we have to know some basic terminologies like steam rate and heat rate. So what is steam rate? Steam rate is nothing but amount of work, net work produced by 1 kg of steam. Steam rate is equal to 3600 divided by W net. The unit of steam rate is kg per kilowatt hour. Then heat rate. Heat rate is the amount of work produced by Q amount of heat supplied. So the heat rate is equal to 3600 into Q divided by W net, and the unit of heat rate is kilojoule per kilowatt hour. Now coming to the Rankine cycle. This is the Rankine cycle. These are the 4 processes: 1, 2, 2 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 1. The process 1 to 2 in this Rankine cycle corresponds to the turbine. The process 2 to 3 in the Rankine cycle corresponds to the condenser. Process 3 to 4 corresponds to the pump, and the process 4 to 1 corresponds to the boiler. Then for turbine turbine work is equal to H1 upon H1 minus H2. This is the turbine work, that is the useful work produced by a Rankine cycle. So from condenser load can be calculated as, condenser load is nothing but H2 minus H3. Condenser load we can refer it as heat rejected. Then the pump work is equal to H4 minus H3, and heat supplied in the boiler is nothing but heat supplied is equal to H1 minus H4. The 4 processes are the process 1 to 2. It is nothing but reversible adiabatic expansion. Process 2 to 3 is constant pressure heat rejection. Process 3 to 4 is reversible adiabatic compression, and process 4 to 1 is constant pressure heat addition. Again I will revise all these things. Process 1 to 2 is reversible adiabatic expansion. Process 2 to 3 is constant pressure heat rejection. Process 3 to 4 is reversible adiabatic compression, and process 4 to 1, which is nothing but boiler, it is constant pressure heat addition. So to find out the efficiency of the Rankine cycle, efficiency is equal to 1 minus heat rejected upon heat supplied. Okay, so what is the rejected heat? 1 minus heat rejected is nothing but H2 minus H3, and heat supplied is nothing but H1 minus H4. Before going to efficiency, there is one more term, mean temperature of heat addition. So what is mean temperature of heat addition? The mean area under the if you draw a line along x-axis, if you draw a line along x-axis like this, area under the curve 4 to 1 should be equal to or must be equal to area under the curve T mean. That T mean represents the mean area, T mean temperature of heat addition. So what is the T mean, or it can be written as H1 minus H4 is equal to T mean into S1 minus S4. So we can use this equation here and write it down again as H2 minus H3 divided by T mean into the bracket S1 minus S4. This will be the equation for measuring efficiency for Rankine cycle. Now we will see some parameters which affects the Rankine cycle. Parameters like boiler pressure, or superheating the steam in the boiler, or reducing the condenser pressure. There are three parameters. The first one, if we increase the boiler pressure, then what will happen to the other parameters like turbine work, or pump work, or net output, or efficiency. Okay, if we increase the boiler pressure, then the actual Rankine cycle will change like this. If we increase the boiler pressure, then the Rankine cycle will be like this. Okay. This shaded area represents positive work. Okay, and this shaded area represents negative work. The positive and negative works we can conclude from the diagram only. So if you do this, if you increase the boiler pressure, then the turbine work will increase. Okay, and the pump work, what will happen with the pump work? Pump work will also increase, but the net work, W net may remain constant, W net may increase or it may decrease. W net, it depends upon the positive shaded area and negative shaded area. If the positive work is greater than the negative work, then W net will increase. If the positive work is equal to exactly to the negative work, then the pump work W net will remain constant. And if the positive work is less than the negative work, then the W net will decrease. In this case, efficiency will increase. Steam rate will increase, and heat rate will decrease. So this will happen if you increase boiler pressure. Then the second thing is to superheat the steam. Okay. If we superheat the steam in superheated region like this, so what we will get this extra work output. So what will happen with turbine work? Turbine work will increase. What will happen with pump work? Pump work will remain constant. W net will increase. Net work output will increase. Efficiency will increase. Steam rate will increase, and heat rate is decreasing. and condenser load is also increasing in this case. Then the third parameter is decreasing the condenser pressure. If we, this one is the original Rankine cycle, and in this original Rankine cycle, if we decrease the condenser pressure, then what will happen? If we decrease the condenser pressure, the Rankine cycle will look like this. So this is the increase the net work. In this case, what will happen to the turbine work? Turbine work will increase. What will happen? So in this case, turbine work, from here we can say that turbine work will increase, pump work will also increase, and net work output will increase, efficiency of the cycle will also increase, and steam rate is increasing and feed rate is also increasing. And in this case, condenser load is also increasing. So, okay, thank you.